So after class, after you've done this class, you've done an amazing job, you've balanced everything, you're like the master chef, and now it's time to come around and thank the people for coming to your restaurant or coming to the dojo and making sure that they're okay and they will return safely.
So I bow to everyone, and then she's the final white belt, right? And then everyone leaves off the mat, right? So we're all like off the mat, and then you're walking off. Make sure you bow. So I go. So how was everything?
It's good.
Yeah. Oh, great. You did excellent. You did an amazing job. And you gauge it. It's like anything. If they're talkative, oh, that was really cool. Then you talk with them. It's like, oh, it was great. Let them be. But understand that, like a touch is nice, like you did a great job, I don't know if you know the schedule, take a schedule with you. We also have it online, if you have any other questions,
Can you help me tie my belt?
Yes. So that's when you leave. So it's not like, see ya, right? It's not like that. Understand, you got to make sure that they're taken care of. Like, really, you got to convey with your body energy and your words, like, thank you for coming here, because there's a lot of other places for them to go. Right now with Groupon, there are so many different, I get emails every single day. So, this, that, gyms, that. So you really want to make them feel this is not a gym. This is not your, come here, give me your money and get out, right? Buy 20 classes and get the hell out. You want them, feel part of the community. So some people are not comfortable touching, especially the guys with the women. So it's a personal thing. But you did a great job.
And make sure they're comfortable too, because if you're real comfortable, that doesn't make them comfortable.
Yeah, I've seen some people. It's like, whoa, So, but this is your last chance for that day to, really plant that positive seed. You did great. Instructor Jill is excellent at this, almost a master at making someone feel welcome, right? So that whole real friend, and you have to really mean it, right? So, and I know some of you are not man a few words or woman a few words, but guess what? If you want to be a black belt here, not just martial arts wise, but everywhere, you got to learn to engage and kind of draw people a little bit out of their shell and make them feel welcome. And this is a community, because this is what separates us from everywhere else. Anything you want to add?
So let's sum up a little bit. You guys are the first offense, right? The first people, a lot of times, that anyone's going to see ever. They might not see Sabin, they might not see anyone but you, because you're teaching class. So you have to set the example, not only as an instructor, but as a person, and a member of the community. So you got to show them the reason why you chose the school, and why you stayed here, and why it's important to you, because it might be important to them too.
So the handouts are really valuable, so keep it. We might just quiz you.
And one more thing, if you have a chance, after you've read through the whole thing, you have a chance, you want to test yourself, write out a schedule for your class in 5-minute increments or 1 minute or whatever you want to do, to see if you can get in the exercises you want to do in that time. And then how can you take this class and build on it next time. Okay, say you have the same group of people for 3 or 4 weeks.
All right, I do have one more thing. It's a short hour on a lot of things, so for me it feels a little rushed, and it feels like we touched on this, we touched on that, we touched on this, and a lot of things seem obvious, but then if you really think about them, might not have gotten covered thoroughly. So make sure we're going to try and have more seminars specific, covering a little more in depth. But in the meantime, make sure that you go over what is covered and also what has not been covered. And don't know the answer, but find questions, right? Because what we already know, we can't really improve on. So every day ask yourself, what do I not yet know, and who can I go to find out? Like, go to the higher ranks, go to the second degree, go to the first degree, second degree, work your way up to get answers. Not everybody running to Salonim. There's only one person, and we want him to be teaching and running the school and being a person that's also satisfied and happy to be here, yes? So work your way up through the ranks, but please go rank or two above you. Don't just always stick with you rank because that's comfortable and go, yeah, I think this is it. I think so too. You know what, let's just do it this way. And because that's not really improving. But make sure you do seek everybody out to get answers from the higher ranks. They've been here for a while, and the reason they're still here is because they don't mind sharing. If they only wanted to get their kicking done and out, then they'd be going, okay, 3 years Krav Maga, 2 years this, 4 years that, 2 years this, out of here. Yes? We're all here because we want to continue growing.
You know, I wanted to thank you because a lot of you guys, we wanted to thank all of you because a lot of you guys have come to this. And in fact, I heard, oh, I went to one last year. Do I need to go to this one? You know, I'm always learning. I'm always like, I thought I knew. So make sure you always keep that empty cup. You know, just because, assistant instructor is always something. I'm sure every one of you picked up something new from this one. So even though a lot of it's rehashing, some of it is really new and really valuable to go over, understand. So keep that open mind, that empty cup, and you know, when you're around, really try to make it to these, you know, because we'll be having more of these. Okay, on your feet. Okay, Kirsten, do you want to add anything else?
There are three really important things Robin wanted us to highlight in terms of what it means to be an instructor. And first, when you're teaching, you have to come into the dojo with a clear head, with a clear mind, with a clear focus on what it is you're doing. If you have personal problems with someone in the school, whether they're not, you got to drop them. If you have problems with a certain type of person, I don't like whatever it is, you have to drop that. And when we're in the dojo, we're all students, we're all instructors. And if you have that, even if you're deciding I'm going to ignore that for now, it's still there. So you have to not have that. And if you're not capable of doing that, that's okay. It just means you shouldn't be teaching. And you have to do whatever it takes to drop that, and then come back to this course, to this program, see certification. So that's the first thing. The second thing to remember, and I think this is where a lot of stuff is falling apart, not falling apart, but a lot of stuff is weaker, is that teaching is a team effort. So as instructors, as assistant instructors, we're all part of a team. And what that means is we all support each other, we all help each other. And if I'm on the sidelines seeing someone teach a class that's bad, you're not helping. It's your job to support each other. You know, if I see a class with 15 white belts in it, and Jill's trying to teach them, I'd say, hey, Jill, you need help. With your 15 white belts. It's a team effort, or maybe, I noticed you didn't know if you were today. How it goes. We all need to help each other. And we all forget these things, even if we've been teaching for 5 years, 10 years, we all forget it, and we get into our patterns. So it's good to review this every once in a while. Make sure that you're doing what it is you need to be doing. Second, or third, is that instructor training, you have to think of it as an ongoing process. Just like learning anything in the dojo, instructing is a skill. And I'm speaking for myself, I'm sure I'm speaking for many black belts here, that I've learned something about basic defense probably every year I've been here, including this year. And I still feel like and so teaching is a part of the basic defense. And so if you've been teaching for 6 months, if you've been teaching for 6 years, you still have a lot to learn about teaching. So what tends to be a habit is like, I've done this, I'm comfortable doing it, therefore I'm good at it, and I don't need to learn more about teaching. So it's important to keep in mind that teaching is an ongoing process. There's a lot of information in the student handbook. There will be a lot more information in the instructor handbook. There's a lot of information on the DVDs, and there's a lot of information you can glean from watching other people teach, in particular senior instructors. Definitely Kyosunem, and definitely the big boss. Watch them teach. Sometimes I come just to watch them teach, and I learn a lot about the way I teach. And so if you think of your instructing as something that you're still learning, you will get better and better as an instructor. The day you decide that my teaching is fine, there's an instructor workshop, I don't need to go to it, I've been there, I've seen that, I've done that, that's the same day that you stopped improving as an instructor.